Hey guys, it's Mr. Smith. This is where we were in the last episode. We just looked at Venus, and I pointed out that from Venus you can actually see that's Earth, and this orangey guy over here is Mars. So we're going to look at Mars today. So one contrast between Venus and Mars we're going to learn about is that Mars has very little atmosphere. It does have an atmosphere, but it's very thin. And this is how thick atmosphere Venus has. Take away the clouds in the atmosphere makes a big difference in what the planet looks like. We can go closer. Okay. So now we're going to go to Mars and we're going to see the difference. So Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. And it's much smaller than Earth. So it's actually the average distance between Mars and Earth is 140 million miles. But at its closest, it is only 33 million miles away. So that's one of the reasons we look at Mars as a planet we maybe could go to. There's a lot of people trying to do that. So Mars is also 141 million miles from the sun. So it's about 1.5 times as far as Earth is. So that's very interesting to me. It also takes 687 days for Mars to orbit the sun. So the year on Mars is almost twice as long, because our year takes 365 days. So let's take a look at Mars. Okay, and you can see Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. So we're going to take a look at those too. I love when there's moons and things and you can zoom in and out and see them move around. So anyways, let's take a look at the atmosphere first. It would be untrue to say Mars does not have an atmosphere, but it is not a very thick atmosphere. So if we take them away, you can see there's a difference, but it's not much. It still looks about the same. So we're going to land on Mars, see what it looks like to land on Mars. Mars is a solid planet. You could actually land on it. We've actually had rovers and different things land on Mars. So we can look around a little bit. This isn't really showing you a lot of the surface features of Mars. I guess just because of where we landed. But Mars has a lot of... Mars has some volcanoes. I think the largest volcano in our solar system is actually on Mars. So I think that's interesting. Let's try and look around this way. Yeah, see, not much. You can see stuff in the sky, but you can also see a little bit of a haze, because like I said, there's a little bit of an atmosphere. There's the sun. So let's look at info. What's it say about Mars? There we go. Info. Mars is the 4th planet in the solar system and the outermost of the terrestrial rocky planets. It has a thin carbon dioxide atmosphere which has slowly been escaping to space for billions of years. So it does have an atmosphere, but it's carbon dioxide, which kills people, so that is a bad thing. And is too thin to significantly moderate the planet's climate. Enormous dust storms can grow to cover the entire world. The planet's moderate axial tilt and fairly eccentric orbit yield mild seasons in the north and extreme seasons in the south. Mars has the most Earth-like surface environment of any planet in the solar system, with average temperatures in many locations comparable to Antarctica. Antarctica is still really cold. People don't live on Antarctica all the time. There are bases there, people come and go. There might be stations where there's people all the time, but it's not the same people and they don't live there. It's not like a country or anything. Mars has extensive sheets of water ice on and just below much of the surface. Small amounts of liquid water may occasionally flow in some locations. That's interesting because it's one of the reasons they think we could maybe have some success living on Mars. Mars shows evidence of having had a warmer and wetter past in which water flowed across much of the surface for extended periods. So that's very interesting to me. So we're going to zoom back out. We're going to take a look at Mars's moons. So the closest, I believe this is the closest one. Yeah, sometimes it's deceiving, but this is the closest one. So this is Phobos. We could try and land on Phobos. Oh, hey, Phobos is just a big rock, it looks like. Kind of looks like some of Saturn's closer moons. that look like kind of asteroids. We can try and land on Phobos. Oh, that's pretty cool. Doesn't that look cool, guys? Wow. So yeah, it's kind of bumpy. The view of Mars from Phobos looks pretty cool. There's the sun. So Phobos says it's a cool asteroid. It's very hip. It's very modern. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Why is it... okay. Let's see if we can get some info about Phobos. Oh, there's no info about Phobos. How cold is it? Sometimes we can tell how cold it is from here. Not really. Okay. So let's look at Deimos now. Let's go to Mars. It's weird to look at Mars from the dark side. All right, is this... No, that's Jupiter. I think this is it. So this is Deimos. So let's go to Deimos. We will also land on Deimos. Oh, looks like another kind of asteroid. So let's land on Deimos and see what it's like. Alright, it landed us on Mars again. Sorry, guys. Little technical difficulties. I had Deimos picked. I don't know why it did that. That's Phobos. There we go. Did we come in for a landing? Believe we did. It's kind of weird. I don't think it's very big. Can we see Mars from here? No, I don't think we can. So was there some bright objects in the sky? Let's see what these are. That's Earth. That's pretty cool. That's Venus. That's pretty cool how they kind of line up there. And that's the sun. Hey, look at that. Alright, so I guess Mars is behind Phobos. Warm airlet... Oh, that's Mercury. Never mind. I forgot I clicked on Mercury. Alright, let's zoom... Oh, there's Mars. So that's what Mars looks like from Phobos. Alright, so let's click back on Mars and go there. There's a few more facts I want to share with you. So I said before, Mars does not have a magnetic field, and that's why it has trouble keeping an atmosphere. So, I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm in Universe Sandbox, and we talked about how Mars does not have a magnetic field, and that's part of what makes it hard for it to have an atmosphere. So what I'm going to do is fool around a little bit with the way Mars is constructed over here, and see if we can't make it more like Earth, and see if we can't get... at least raise the likelihood that there's life. So I want to show you right now. Where is it? Forget if it's... It takes a while for all these things to load. So right here it says Earth similarity 64.2%. Life likelihood 0%. So we're going to increase the magnetic field on Mars first. So I fooled around with this a little bit. It seems like 20 is a good one, a good size. It might not be, but that's what I'm going to go with. So it still says there's 0% of life. So what I'm going to do, there's a little bit of iron and a lot of silicate. The iron is why Mars looks red the way it does. So part of the problem is still that the temperature is almost 70 degrees, minus almost 70 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. So I'm going to change the atmosphere a little bit, atmospheric mass, so that it's closer to what it is on Earth. to get... Earth atmosphere. Okay. So... let's make it so it's about 1 of Earth. Okay. See, now the surface temperature of Mars is quite a bit hotter now. See that? Now we're at about 0 Celsius. So we... oh, no, it's a little higher than 0 Celsius now. It's kind of rising pretty fast, though. So now let's see if we can put some water on Mars and see if that helps at all. So here's water. So let's see what happens. I tried this before and it froze, but we're above freezing now, so it shouldn't. So look at that. We've got water on Mars and there's some clouds. So we don't want to completely soak it. So there you have it. We made Mars a little bit more livable by changing the magnetic field. And changing the atmospheric pressure. Now let's see if it's Earth-like now. Now we're life likelihood up to 65.8%. So, you know, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm pretty awesome, but I made Mars a little bit more livable. So that's pretty cool, huh? So anyways, that's just a little bit of an explanation. There's a lot more reasons why life does not exist on Mars. And like I said, you could make these changes, but they won't last because Mars doesn't really have a magnetosphere. I just kind of made that up to show you that that's part of the reason. And now see, Mars is 101 degrees Celsius, so it's actually probably too hot, and these oceans are probably, if I speed this up, they will start drying up. Let's see what happens there. So if I speed things up, we've gone around the sun a couple of times, and then slow it back down. Slow down, come on. Are we slowing down? So you can see a lot of that water has evaporated, and we're up to 119 degrees Celsius, which actually didn't rise as much as I thought it might. So you can see now we have oceans on Mars and there's water, and so if Mars had a magnetosphere and it had a little bit more of an atmosphere, it would be much more of a chance. Let's see what it is now. Oh no, I forget which one it's on. I think it is in composition. Life likelihood, oh, it's down to 59.2%. Probably because the temperature is too high now. Anyways, so that is how you would. Those are some things you'd have to do to make Mars a little bit more livable, and that's like, you know, that's making it livable without any kind of, like, I'm sure when we go to Mars and stuff, we're going to build like little space station-y kind of things to hold in atmosphere and oxygen and all that kind of stuff so that, you know, we can survive on Mars. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.